I was just a little bird.
Max lived in a beautiful forest. It was called Whispering Woods. The trees were tall and green, and the flowers were bright and colorful.
I loved my home, but sometimes I felt sad. I wished I was different. I was a simple bird. I was brown and gray. I wasn't colorful like the other birds. I wanted to be like the parrots. They were bright green and red. They could even talk.
Max wished he could sing like the nightingale. The nightingale's song was beautiful. Everyone stopped to listen when he sang.
I just chirped.
One day Max met an owl. The owl was very old and wise. His name was Oliver.
"Why are you so sad, little bird?"
Oliver asked.
I told Oliver about my worries.
Oliver listened patiently, then he smiled.
"Every bird has its own special gift. You just have to find yours."
Max, a curious little bird, decided to visit the other birds in the forest. He wanted to learn about their unique gifts and talents. First, he visited the swan, known for her elegance and beauty. The swan was so graceful, moving with a serene and effortless glide on the water. She seemed to dance on the surface, her movements smooth and enchanting.
Max couldn't help but admire her. You're so lucky, he said. You're the most beautiful bird in the forest. Everyone admires you.
The swan sighed deeply, a hint of sadness in her eyes.
"But I can't fly very high," she confessed, her voice tinged with regret. "And I have to be careful not to get my feathers dirty. It's a constant worry."
Max was surprised by her revelation. He had never considered the challenges she faced. Even the swan, with all her grace and beauty, had her own set of problems and insecurities. As Max flew away, he pondered over the swan's words. He realized that every bird, no matter how perfect they seemed, had their own struggles. This newfound understanding made him appreciate the diversity and uniqueness of each bird even more. Max continued his journey, eager to learn more, but now with a deeper sense of empathy and respect for his fellow birds. Next, Max visited the parrot. He had heard so much about this particular bird, known for its vibrant colors and remarkable abilities. The parrot was very colorful. Its feathers shimmered in the sunlight, displaying a spectrum of hues that seemed almost magical. He could talk and sing. The parrot's voice was melodious, and it could mimic human speech with astonishing accuracy.
You're so talented. Max was in awe of the parrot's ability to perform tricks and solve puzzles with ease. I wish I could be like you. Max couldn't help but feel a pang of envy, wishing he had the parrot's talents.
The parrot shook his head. It seemed to understand Max's feelings and wanted to share something important.
"But sometimes I feel trapped in my cage." The parrot's voice was tinged with sadness, revealing a deeper truth. "I want to be free to fly wherever I want." The parrot's longing for freedom was palpable, a stark contrast to its life in captivity.
Max realized that even the parrot wasn't perfectly happy. Despite its talents and beauty, the parrot yearned for something more. He was starting to understand what Oliver meant. The parrot's dilemma mirrored his own, teaching him a valuable lesson about the nature of freedom and happiness. Max flew back to his branch. The branch was his safe haven, a place where he could always return to reflect and find solace. He thought about what he had learned. The lessons from his journey were many, and each one had left a mark on his heart. He realized that every bird had its own struggles. Some faced fierce winds, others had to navigate through dense forests, and some had to find food in barren lands. And he realized that he was lucky to be free. The freedom to fly wherever he wished was a gift not all birds had. He could fly wherever he wanted. The vast sky was his playground, filled with endless possibilities and adventures. He could sing his own simple song, a melody that was uniquely his, a tune that resonated with his soul. Max took a deep breath and began to sing. His song was a reflection of his journey, filled with the highs and lows he had experienced. It wasn't a fancy song. It didn't have the complexity of other birds' songs, but it was genuine and heartfelt. But it was his song, and he was happy. The joy of expressing himself through his own melody was unparalleled. He had found his own special gift, a gift that was not about perfection, but about authenticity and self-expression. He had found happiness in being himself. In the vast world, Max had discovered that true happiness comes from embracing one's true self and celebrating it.